And I want to discuss your project manager, because your project manager, it's in charge of the job site. The job site being this amazing body that we live in. And if the project manager goes down, the job site doesn't work very well. Did you know that your liver is the largest internal organ? Did you know that your liver is the only organ that has the ability to regrow? And as we go through this, you can see why God made it so. Hey, I'm Barbara O'Neill, and if you're in your later years feeling constantly tired, struggling with stubborn weight around your middle, or experiencing sluggish digestion, your liver could be the reason. The good news? I'll show you the fastest way to replenish your liver back to perfect health with a simple, natural remedy. It's easier than it sounds. Let's dive in and get your liver back on track. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to our subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win. Now let's get started. This morning we're going to be looking at your liver, and your liver is the organ that is orchestrating the detox. The liver is often called the project manager because everything that goes into the body goes first to the liver, and everything that comes out of the body comes out under the jurisdiction of the liver. So what we're going to first of all do, have a look at what goes into the body and what the liver does with it. So we're going to have a look at foods. And never in the history of mankind have human beings eaten so many carbohydrates. I think you'll agree with me. We've become high carbohydrates consumers. You just go into any supermarket and there's usually a whole aisle devoted to bread, a whole aisle devoted to cereal, and almost a whole aisle devoted to pasta. There's certainly a large section devoted to cakes. Now I'm just going to say cakes, etc., because this takes into consideration croissants, muffins, cookies, biscuits. We call what you call cookies, we call those biscuits. I think your biscuits are like a scone, so a roll, something like that. So pretzels, so there's your etc. Also another high carbohydrate is pizza. Rice is another carbohydrate. Potatoes and products made with potatoes abound. There's your French fries, your chips, you call them potato crisps or chips. And then last and certainly least in nutritive value is the pure crystallized acid extracted from the sugarcane plant. Would you agree with me? High carbohydrate consumers. I don't think anyone just chose to eat that way, it's just convenient. And we're such a fast society that it's just grab, eat. But if you live on the farm, this is not fast food. All this has to be made. What's the fast food down on the farm? Fruits and vegetables. That's your best fast food shop, is your fruit and vegetable shop. All of these foods in the gastrointestinal tract break down to a singular structure called glucose. And glucose gets absorbed out of the gut into the blood, goes on the M1 main highway, portal vein straight to the liver. And then the liver determines what happens to that glucose. And the first place it goes is to the cell. So the glucose goes into the cell under the action of insulin. It goes through a 20-step pathway. And that 20-step pathway gives us 2 units of energy. The end result of the 20-step pathway is a chemical form of glucose called pyruvate. And pyruvate is the chemical form of glucose that gets fed into what's often called the powerhouse of the cell, because this 8-step pathway delivers to us 36 units of energy. What a difference. The liver is the body's main detoxifier, handling everything that enters our system. However, today's carb-loaded diets, filled with bread, pasta, sugary snacks, are wreaking havoc on this vital organ. These foods flood the liver with glucose, which often gets converted to fat, fueling the widespread problem of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Many don't realise that common favourites like pizza, chips and rice are burdening the liver far beyond its capacity. Rather than focusing on detoxifying, the liver ends up dealing with excessive fat storage. In contrast, fruits and vegetables help alleviate this load, supporting the liver's natural detox functions instead of contributing to fat buildup. Choosing wholesome, natural foods over carb-heavy options is essential for liver health. The liver has an incredible ability to heal, but only if we stop overwhelming it and start fueling it with real, nutrient-dense food. It's a critical step for long-term health. You see, on this high carbohydrate diet, the poor old pancreas is getting screamed at all day. More insulin, more insulin, more insulin. But on this diet, the pancreas is getting a break and it starts to revive. People with high cholesterol levels came back to normal. And what are we told we've got to do if we want to get cholesterol levels down? Stop the meat, butter, cream, cheese, eggs. Am I right? Yeah, and the drug, that's true. The cholesterol levels were coming down. Atkins scratched his head. His cancer patients were going into remission. Do you remember yesterday? And I do admit I am guilty of information overload. But cancer cells consume 15 times the glucose of any other cell. So when you drastically stop these high glucose foods, the cancer cells can actually self-destruct when they're not getting the glucose they need. What Atkins discovered is that these 3 food groups are the essential food groups. What does essential mean? Body doesn't make, you got to put it in. Fibre is essential because our gut needs to be swept every day. That's what fibre does. Essential because it's in the fibre part of the food that you'll often get a concentration of your nutrients. Did you know that the highest concentration of nutrients in the potato is just under the skin? And when you peel your potatoes, you lose that. We're very thankful to Jamie Oliver, who got people to leave the skins on their potatoes. A high-carb diet keeps the pancreas working overtime, constantly pushing it to produce more insulin. It's exhausting for the pancreas, which gets no rest from the demand for glucose regulation. Shifting away from carb-heavy foods lets the pancreas recover and the health benefits become apparent. Remarkably, those with high cholesterol saw it drop, not from avoiding foods like butter, cream or eggs, but by reducing their carb intake. These fats were never the enemy. Carbs have been the real issue all along. Additionally, cutting carbs has shown effects on cancer. Cancer cells need glucose to grow, 15 times more than normal cells. By reducing glucose, cancer cells are effectively starved. Now we're going to have a look at ginger. Ginger can be used internally and ginger can be used externally. Internally, it's an anti-inflammatory, but it's probably mostly known for its anti-nausea effect. If you buy car sickness or seasickness tablets, it's compressed ginger. Now the easiest way I think to have this is to grate it. So you grate it on that little grater and you'll grate about a teaspoon and you put it in a little teapot and pour boiling water on it and let it sit probably 10 minutes. Now that might be too strong for you, but I love it. I love it like that. If it's too strong, you just water it down a little bit. If someone's very cold, maybe they've been caught out in the cold or something and it's very hard to warm them up, give them a cup of hot ginger tea and it will warm them up very nicely. So it can be used for nausea, it can be used to warm a person if they're chilled or cold. And you saw too, it is one of the recipes in the flu bomb. I was at a function, it was a health seminar, and in the break everyone went and had their herb teas and there was a girl with a tiny little grater grating ginger. And I said, ginger. She said, I'm an entertainer, I'm a singer. She said, I was in Greece last year and I lost my voice. And a little Greek lady made me a hot ginger tea. She said, I sung that night. So she said, I travel with my little grater everywhere I go. So very nice on a sore throat or hoarse throat. Let's dive into the benefits of ginger. Known for its strong anti-inflammatory and anti-nausea effects, ginger is a natural remedy that works wonders both inside and out. If you've ever reached for tablets to combat car or seasickness, chances are they contain ginger in a compact form. Personally, I love grating a teaspoon of fresh ginger into a teapot, adding boiling water and letting it steep for about 10 minutes. It's potent but effective. If it's too strong, simply dilute it to taste. Ginger tea not only warms the body, making it ideal for those who've been exposed to the cold, but it also brings relief to the liver. Here's why ginger is so beneficial. It supports the liver by stimulating bile production, which assists in breaking down fats and reducing fatty liver. Plus, its anti-inflammatory properties help tackle inflammation associated with fatty liver. A daily cup of ginger tea can be a powerful ally for liver health and detoxification. Turmeric is a powerful herb that's essential for reducing internal inflammation, making it invaluable for anyone dealing with chronic conditions, including fatty liver issues. Incorporating a teaspoon of turmeric into your diet 3 times a day can bring remarkable benefits. And if you're using fresh turmeric, triple the quantity compared to dried for maximum effect. Beyond its inflammation-fighting properties, turmeric supports heart health, improves digestion, and protects against oxidative stress. It's especially beneficial for fatty liver, as this condition thrives in an inflamed environment. Turmeric's active ingredient, curcumin, fights inflammation at the cellular level, which is a crucial defense against liver damage and even certain cancers. To enjoy turmeric's benefits as a tea, boil water, add a teaspoon of turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption. Let it steep and you'll have a simple, liver-friendly drink that detoxifies, protects, and supports overall wellness.
Whereas dandelion, lion is the king of the jungle, and I think dandelion is the king of the herbs in the garden, because dandelion is a bitter herb. If you were to bite it and eat it, it's very, very bitter. And you've heard the old saying, sweet to the mouth, bitter to the stomach. Sweet to the mouth, bitter to the stomach. Think of that with sugar. Sugar is sweet to the mouth but very bitter to the stomach. Whereas your bitter herbs like dandelion, they're bitter to the mouth but very sweet to the stomach, because it's the bitter herbs that stimulate the liver to release its digestive enzymes. And also the bitterness causes the stomach to release its digestive enzymes too. Dandelion is the liver herb. Your liver is a recoverable organ. It's the only organ in the body that has the ability to regrow or recover. That's why they can do a liver transplant on just a little bit of liver, and the liver will regrow. And I'm so glad that God made the liver a recoverable organ, because some of the things that people are doing to their body, in ignorance, mostly granted, if we didn't have a recoverable organ, some of us wouldn't even live past our 20s. But God, in His great wisdom and mercy, made the liver to be a recoverable organ. And these herbs help stimulate the liver to regrow and to recover. Cancer cannot get a hold on the body if the liver's working in optimum performance. Now, how can we eat this? How can we eat the dandelion? Well, there's a recipe in Europe. A friend of mine went through Europe traveling for a while, and she stayed at some of her relatives because she is German descent. And she said that they make this wonderful hot potato salad. They cook the potatoes, and then they chop them up hot into hunks, and then they chop up heaps of dandelion, and then they put lots of olive oil, crushed garlic, and salt. Just imagine that. Doesn't that sound yum? Now those smooth, blandish potatoes covered with the delicious olive oil that makes anything taste nice, and that also calms down the garlic, and it also calms down the bitterness of the dandelion. So every mouthful you eat is mostly potato with that lovely oil on it, and salt and a little garlic and a little bit of dandelion. It's actually delicious. It sort of balances out to a delicious hot potato salad. Now this lady suffered from iron problems. She said, I had no iron challenges when I was in Europe. She said, I think it's because I was eating the hot potato dandelion salad every day. Now what you can also do, you can buy the dandelion root that's been roasted. So that's like a dandelion coffee. And you can buy a delicious drink in the health food shop, and we sell it at Misty, called chai dandelion. A lot of people will drink chai tea, but the tea of course has the tannin and the caffeines in it. But chai dandelion is a delicious drink. A lot of people don't like herb teas because they say they're tasteless and bland. Not chai dandelion. Chai dandelion is a delicious drink, and it has a whole lot of herbs and spices with it to give it that beautiful flavour. So you can have the fresh dandelion scattered through your salads, or you can make your hot potato salad with lots of dandelion in it, the leaves, or you can buy the dandelion root roasted and have that as a hot drink.
Dandelion is truly a powerhouse herb, especially for liver health. Though its taste may be bitter, it works wonders for digestion and is exactly what a liver-battling fatty liver needs to thrive. Many of us have been led to believe sugary foods are harmless, but in reality they're quietly damaging our liver. Dandelion, however, does the opposite by encouraging the liver to release crucial enzymes, boosting detoxification and renewal. Wondering how to incorporate it? Fresh dandelion leaves can be added to salads, their bitterness offset by other greens. Or for a potent tonic, roasted dandelion root makes an excellent tea that deeply cleanses the liver. It enhances bile production, aiding the liver in fat breakdown and toxin removal. Adding warming spices like those in chai transforms dandelion tea into a flavourful, healing beverage. If you're aiming to beat fatty liver, start embracing dandelion and cutting back on sugars that fuel liver damage.
And you might be surprised to see that the first alkaline food I'm putting up here is the humble lemon. And you might say, no, the lemon's acid. It is. And it's acid where it should be. There's only one part in the body that should be acid. You know where that is? Stomach. It must be acid. If someone says, I've got a very acid stomach, I say, praise God. Because if you don't have an acid stomach, you can't break your proteins down. How do you know it's acid? Well, it's sore. Well, you shouldn't feel it. I can't feel it. It means you haven't got a thick mucosa lining on the stomach. We're going to look at water tomorrow, and that's made up of water. Maybe it's because you're dehydrated. Remember, you've got to investigate. No, the lemon is acid where it should be. That's why you'll find that most of our salad dressings have lemon in them. But when it is broken down in the gut and the minerals are dispersed and absorbed into the blood and thus to the tissues, it has an alkaline effect, because the lemon is high in the alkaline minerals, which is sodium and potassium, calcium, magnesium and iron. These are the alkaline minerals, and the lemon is high in the alkaline minerals. Don't you love the lemon? Every home should have a lemon tree. And if you're in a unit, you can have a lemon tree in a pot on your veranda.
An often overlooked powerhouse for liver health is the simple lemon. Each morning I suggest starting your day with a lemon-infused drink. After drinking some water, squeeze half a lemon into a cup of warm, not boiling water, and enjoy this easy, effective liver tonic. While lemons are known for their acidity, they actually act as internal alkalizers, helping to balance the body's pH, a vital factor for a healthy liver. Here's an interesting truth. Fatty liver often stems from high sugar diets. Lemons, however, are rich in alkaline minerals like potassium and magnesium, which help the liver flush out excess fat and stimulate bile production. Bile plays a crucial role in breaking down fats within the liver, so a daily lemon drink is a great way to support liver function and recovery. This straightforward natural remedy is both effective and easy to incorporate into your routine for long-term liver health. Concluding this video, these straightforward natural remedies offer some of the fastest ways to restore your liver health. With the proper care, your liver has a remarkable ability to recover. If you found these tips useful, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more health insights. Catch you in the next video.